1956, a year etched in history, a year of profound change. From the sands of Egypt to the streets of Budapest, the world witnessed a seismic shift. The old order crumbled as new powers emerged. It was a year of revolution and revelation, of triumph and tragedy. Join us as we journey back to 1956, a year that reshaped the world. The year began with a sense of both promise and uncertainty. The Cold War cast a long shadow, dividing East and West in a tense standoff. Yet amidst this global tension, a spirit of change was brewing. From the rise of new ideologies to groundbreaking discoveries, 1956 would leave an indelible mark on the course of history. The events of this pivotal year would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the geopolitical landscape, challenging social norms, and igniting cultural revolutions. In the following sections, we will delve into the key events that defined 1956, exploring their immediate impact and lasting legacy. The Suez Canal, a vital waterway, was under European control for decades. On July 26, 1956, Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized it. This bold move ignited the Suez Crisis, challenging British and French interests. The conflict marked a shift in global power dynamics and colonialism's decline. Behind the Iron Curtain, in the heart of the Soviet Empire, 1956 witnessed a series of events that would challenge the very foundations of communist rule. On February 25, at the 20th Congress of the Communist Party, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev delivered a speech that sent shockwaves through the communist world. In a stunning denunciation of his predecessor, Joseph Stalin, Khrushchev exposed the brutal purges, forced labor camps, and widespread repression that had marked Stalin's reign. This speech, known as the Secret Speech due to its initial limited distribution, marked a turning point in Soviet history, initiating a period of de-Stalinization and raising hopes for political reform. However, the limits of this thaw in the Cold War became tragically clear later that year. In October, inspired by the spirit of reform and fueled by discontent with Soviet domination, the Hungarian Revolution erupted. Students and workers took to the streets of Budapest, demanding freedom and an end to communist rule. The revolution was met with brutal force. Soviet tanks rolled into Budapest, crushing the uprising and killing thousands. The world watched in horror as the hope for a more open and democratic Eastern Europe was extinguished. The Hungarian Revolution, though ultimately unsuccessful, exposed the brutality of Soviet repression and served as a stark reminder of the human cost of the Cold War. The year 1956 was a year of liberation for many nations across the globe. The struggle against colonial rule reached a fever pitch as people in Africa and Asia rose up to demand self-determination and freedom. This wave of independence movements, fueled by nationalist sentiment and inspired by the successes of earlier anti-colonial struggles, would reshape the political map of the world. On March 2, Morocco cast off the chains of French rule, gaining its long-fought independence. Just over a month later, on April 7, Spain relinquished its protectorate in Morocco, solidifying the country's sovereignty. In East Africa, Sudan celebrated its independence on January 1, marking the end of British-Egyptian rule. Pakistan, which had gained independence in 1947, took a significant step in defining its national identity on March 23 by declaring itself an Islamic republic. This move reflected the aspirations of its people and set the stage for its future as a leading Muslim-majority nation. These independence movements, while varied in their context and trajectory, shared a common thread, a resolute determination to break free from colonial domination and forge a new destiny based on self-governance and national pride. Section 5: Minamata disease, a harbinger of environmental crisis. As the world grappled with political upheaval and social change, a silent crisis was unfolding in the coastal city of Minamata, Japan. In May 1956, doctors began to see a strange and debilitating illness affecting local residents. Victims exhibited a range of neurological symptoms, including tremors, loss of coordination, and sensory disturbances. This mysterious ailment, which would later be known as Minamata disease, baffled the medical community. Intensive research revealed a shocking truth. The disease was caused by severe mercury poisoning from industrial wastewater discharged into Minamata Bay by a local chemical factory. The discovery of Minamata disease sent shockwaves through Japan and beyond. It exposed the devastating consequences of unchecked industrial pollution and raised critical questions about the balance between economic development and environmental protection. The tragedy of Minamata served as a stark warning about the potential for human activities to wreak havoc on ecosystems and human health. The legacy of Minamata disease continues to resonate today, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of environmental stewardship and the need for sustainable practices that protect both human health and the planet. Section 6. Rock and Roll and Eurovision Cultural Breakthroughs of 1956. While political tensions gripped the world stage, a cultural revolution was underway, challenging social norms and captivating hearts across the globe. 1956 witnessed the emergence of new musical genres and entertainment formats that would redefine popular culture. On February 22, a young singer from Mississippi named Elvis Presley exploded onto the music scene with his electrifying single Heartbreak Hotel. Presley's raw energy, suggestive dance moves, and blend of blues, country, and gospel music captivated a generation hungry for something new. Elvis's arrival marked the birth of rock and roll, a musical genre that would sweep across the world, challenging established musical tastes and becoming synonymous with youthful rebellion and cultural change. On May 24, a different kind of musical event captivated audiences across Europe. The first Eurovision Song Contest was broadcast live from Lugano, Switzerland. This groundbreaking competition, featuring artists from 7 European countries, marked the beginning of what would become a beloved annual tradition, celebrating musical diversity and fostering a sense of unity across borders. From the electrifying performances of Elvis Presley to the melodic harmonies of the Eurovision Song Contest, 1956 showcased the power of music to transcend cultural boundaries, unite people, and spark new forms of creative expression. Section 7. Celebrity Spotlight. Marilyn Monroe's marriage captures the imagination. The world of entertainment was captivated by the personal life of one of Hollywood's most glamorous icons. On June 29, Marilyn Monroe, the epitome of beauty and stardom, married playwright Arthur Miller, a celebrated intellectual and literary figure. Their union, a seemingly unlikely pairing of Hollywood glamour and intellectual prestige, captured the public's imagination. The media frenzy surrounding their wedding reflected the growing fascination with celebrity culture and the blurring lines between public and private lives. Monroe's marriage to Miller, while short-lived, became a symbol of the changing cultural landscape of the 1950s. It represented a clash of worlds, a meeting of highbrow and popular culture that both intrigued and captivated the public imagination. Section 8. The Thrill of Victory. The Olympic Games unite the world in 1956. Amidst the turmoil and change of 1956, the world came together in a spirit of competition and camaraderie at the Olympic Games. The Winter Olympics, held in Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy from January 26 to February 5, showcased the grace and athleticism of winter sports. Months later, the Summer Olympics took center stage in Melbourne, Australia, from November 22 to December 8. Athletes from around the globe gathered to test their limits and strive for sporting glory. The Olympic Games, held against the backdrop of Cold War tensions and global uncertainty, served as a powerful reminder of the unifying power of sport. For a brief moment, athletes and spectators from all corners of the world set aside their differences, united by the pursuit of excellence and the spirit of competition. Section 9. The Enduring Legacy of 1956, a year that shaped the future. As 1956 drew to a close, the world had been irrevocably changed. The events of this tumultuous year had shattered old certainties, ignited new movements, and set in motion forces that would continue to shape the decades to come. The Suez Crisis had dealt a blow to European colonialism, while Khrushchev's speech and the Hungarian Revolution exposed the cracks in the Soviet Empire. The spirit of independence swept across Africa and Asia, as nations broke free from colonial rule and embarked on the path to self-determination. The discovery of Minamata disease sounded the alarm about the environmental consequences of unchecked industrialization. Culturally, the world embraced the rhythms of rock and roll, celebrated the unifying power of music at the first Eurovision Song Contest, and became captivated by the glamorous world of celebrity. 1956 was a year of both triumph and tragedy, a year that tested the resilience of the human spirit and revealed the complexities of a rapidly changing world. The events of this pivotal year continue to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of fighting for freedom, challenging injustice, and embracing the power of hope and change.